Hi friends, my name's Miss Caitlin and I'm a teacher at the Greater Valley YMCA. Today we are going to learn about Earth Day because today is Earth Day. I'm going to read you a little book and we're going to make a project, which, I'll show you later. But first I'm going to tell you what Earth Day is. Earth Day, I have it right here, is a day that was created to promote awareness and appreciation for Earth's environment. And it occurs each year on April 22nd. And guess what today is? April 22nd. So, Earth Day is a good way to show your appreciation, like cleaning up litter or recycling or doing good things for your Earth, the place you live on. Now that is planet Earth. And it's hard because my windows are showing reflection. But this is where we live. This is the oceans and the land that we live on. I think we actually live up here in that direction, but this is the planet we live on. It's mostly covered with the blue stuff, which is water. So now that we know what Earth Day is, a good way to help the Earth is to recycle. So my book is Why Should I Recycle? Don't know, why should we? And it was illustrated by Michael Gordon. Poor little, it's getting reflection by the windows and my lights. Let's see. And it was written by Jen Green. Okay. In my family, we recycle our garbage. Push this back a little bit. We return things so they can be used again. See? They're putting the bottles they used in the recycling bin. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. Good decision or bad decision? I think that's a bad decision. Should recycle. Let's find out why. On our way to school, we always pass Mr. Jones' house. Mr. Jones is our teacher, like I am. One day, we saw him putting a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. And he says, "What are you doing?" See what he's doing. What do you think he's doing? Let's find out. This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again, says Mr. Jones. What's recycling? And he says, I'll explain at school. See what recycling is. What do you think recycling is? Let's find out. He's going to tell him. In class, Mr. Jones asked us what we did with our trash. We put it in the garbage can. It's just old garbage, this little boy in the back says. Mr. Jones said garbage contained lots of useful things that can be recycled or used again. What should I recycle? What do you think he should recycle? Maybe that bottle he has in his hand? There's a kid in the back picking his nose. Did you see that? That's gross. Mr. Jones took the class to the recycling center. It had separate containers for bottles, cans, plastic, clothes, and paper. What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here? Asked Mr. Jones. What do you think? What do you think happens to the glass? Or the clothes, or the paper. What do you think happens to it? See if you're right. It gets broken down to make more new shiny bottles. And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here? Asked Mr. Jones. What happens to all those cans? They get melted down to make new metal things, such as bikes and scooters. Do you have a scooter? Look, they say, wow, that's pretty cool. I like my bike and my scooters. And what about paper and plastic that goes in here and here, Mr. Jones asked. What do you think? What happens to the plastic in there? What do they think? What do you think they can make it of? What can be made more? The paper gets shredded and used to make new books and comics. See? All these things come from garbage that we just throw away. This plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, including clothes. You might be wearing some, said Mr. Jones. So why waste waste? I know that I buy recycled clothes. My kids, we go to the thrift store all the time. We get new clothes. I get new clothes. It's the best way to use it. If it doesn't fit you anymore, you shouldn't throw it away. You could give it to someone else who's going to use it. I know my friends, we have exchanged clothes. Some of the stuff doesn't fit me anymore. Here, would you like to wear it? Always recycle your clothes, believe me. It helps out. Most of the garbage we put in the trash can get buried in dumps that spoil the countryside. It's good to recycle as much as you can, said Mr. Jones. Oh, gross. So what else can we recycle? Look, he's going, oh, do you think it smells nice there? I don't think it does. Yuck. Clothes, books, and toys you don't want, you can be taken to the second-hand store, like I just said, explained Mr. Jones. The food we buy at supermarkets comes in packages that can be often used again. Don't waste waste, Mom. Could always reuse stuff, especially stuff that doesn't fit you or stuff you don't like anymore. You could give it to someone who will want it. I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center. Now we buy recycled things at the store. Recycled paper helps trees because paper comes from trees. We always recycle the plastic bags too. We brought our own bags. Thanks. I know that when I go shopping with my family, we use plastic bags that we have reused, or they're vinyl bags, like not plastic bags, but heavier ones, and we reuse them every time we go, so we don't keep on getting the plastic bags. It's better to use those bags because plastic, you shouldn't use them. We also recycle everything at home. Fruit and vegetable peelings get recycled in our new compost heap. I would love to do this, the compost heap, because my family eats lots of eggs, and you can put eggshells in there. We eat lots of vegetables. My kids don't like it, but I do. So we put the peelings in there, and then also, if you eat fruit, you don't eat the core, which has the seeds in it. You can choke on that, so you don't eat those, and you can put them in here. The only problem with the compost heap is that I live in a very urban city area. I have houses really close to mine. So a compost heap, the only bad thing is it sometimes stinks, because sometimes you put shavings in there and they sometimes decompose. And even though it's really good for soil, for when you plant your plants, it can be a little bit smelly. So that's why I don't do one. But when I have a bigger house and I have more space to do that, I would love to do this. My aunt, she does it because she lives in the woods, so she has a big compost heap in her backyard, and I think it's a great idea. And her flowers and plants she plants in the spring are beautiful, and I think it's due to this compost heap. The compost helps my mom's prized vegetables grow. See, I told you, it makes good soil. Now we've recycled so much garbage, there's hardly any left to put in the can, which is a good thing. Recycling is kind to nature, and it saves money, and it's fun. The end.